Hey, what's up guys? So I thought I'd make a quick video just quickly explaining something, as I get asked this quite a lot of my Harry Potter reviews, and that is the confusion people have over the title of the first Harry Potter movie. Some people know the film as Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, whereas others know it as Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And I get asked a lot as to why this is and how that came about. Okay, so first of all, each version of the film simply adopted the name of what the book was known as in its own country. The first Harry Potter book was released in the UK first on the 26th of June 1997 under the title Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. It was only a whole year later when the book publishing company Scholastic Corporation released it in America under the title Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So if you want a short answer to this video, Philosopher's Stone is the British title and Sorcerer's Stone is the American title. Now, it's not 100% known as to why the title was changed, but the most likely theory has to do with how the word philosopher isn't really a word that you would necessarily associate with magic, whereas with sorcerer you would. Scholastic Corporation thought calling the book Sorcerer's Stone would help sell more copies, as sorcerer sounds like a better word to represent a book about magic. That, and a lot of children might not even know what a philosopher was. Another theory is that Scholastic Corporation thought calling the stone the Philosopher's Stone would confuse readers. Because of the apostrophe, the title connotes that the stone belongs to a philosopher. And because Nicholas Flamel was an alchemist, not a philosopher, Scholastic thought that might confuse people. But if that's what they thought, why didn't they just call it the Alchemist's Stone? Besides, Nicholas Flamel was the only known maker of the Philosopher's Stone, which implies it had been made before, possibly by a philosopher. Or, because a philosopher is someone who studies things, it's possible that the stone was found by someone else, and they gave it to a philosopher who studied it themselves, thus discovering what the stone could do, i.e. turn metals into pure gold and produce the elixir of life. So in short, it's possible that the stone wasn't named after who found it, but rather who's the one who discovered its properties. Now, J.K. Rowling did give her permission to change the title in America, but she's since gone on record that she actually regretted that decision. Apparently, because Rowling wasn't as well known at the time, she felt that she wasn't in a strong enough position to fight the name change. So she just went along with it to ensure the book got published. And when it comes down to it, there really was no logical reason for changing the name. The book was already a big hit in the UK, having won many awards, so I don't see how a name change would make any difference to an already successful book. Besides, other English-speaking nations such as Canada and Australia kept the British title and the book was still successful in those places. So all the name change did was just confuse people. Hence why I'm making this video. And after a bit of research and some help from you guys on Facebook, you are rock by the way, I found out that when it came to translating the book for the rest of the world, some translators use the American version as a base, whereas others use the British version. For example, most Spanish-speaking countries use the British version to translate Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone to Harry Potter y la Piedra de la Filosofal. Germany also used the British version to get Harry Potter und der Stein der Weisen, which literally translates to Harry Potter and the Stone of the Wise Men. Now, on the other hand, some countries use Sorcerer's Stone as a base. Vietnam, for example, literally translated Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone to Harry Potter và Hòn de Phù Thủy. China also used the American title to get Harry Potter y Morphoshi, or Harry Potter and the Magic Stone. Hell, Taiwan took it a step further and called the book Harry Potter Shenmi de Morphoshi, or Harry Potter the Mysterious Magic Stone. Other notable name changes includes the French translation Harry Potter à l'école des sorciers, or Harry Potter at the School of Wizards, the Japanese translation Harry Potter Tokenja no Ishi, which could be translated as either the Philosopher's Stone or the Sage's Stone, and the Russian translation Harry Potter и Philosophy Kamjen, which could be translated as Harry Potter and the Philosophical Stone. I think the strangest one though has to go to the Korean translation, which reads Harry Potter wa Mabul Saidol, or Harry Potter with the Pebble of the Wizard. I don't ever recall there being a pebble in this story. Okay, if someone who watches this video speaks Korean, please explain in the comments that one to me, because I'm lost. So, just to make it perfectly clear, America was only one of many countries that changed the original title. It just so happens they were the first to do so. But I should mention that many countries simply had to change the name, either because there was no direct translation for the word philosopher, or that a literal translation simply wouldn't make sense. I know countries like Germany, Sweden, Denmark and Norway did have different literal translations, but to them, those translations referred to the Philosopher's Stone. So for any countries which don't speak English as their native tongue, they of course got dubbed versions of the movies, whereas English-speaking countries of course got the original version. But I was confused as to how American audiences would react when they would hear characters talking about the Philosopher's Stone when the movie was called Sorcerer's Stone. Then I realised that the scenes where Harry, Ron and Hermione are talking about the stone were actually shot twice. One where they would say Philosopher's Stone for the British cut of the film.
Do you know what is hidden in the school at this very moment, Mr. Potter?
The Philosopher's Stone.
And one where they would say Sorcerer's Stone for the American cut.
Do you know what is hidden in the school at this very moment, Mr. Potter?
The Sorcerer's Stone.
Oh, hello. Sorry, don't wish to be rude, but I'm in no fit state to entertain today.
We know about the Philosopher's Stone.
Oh, hello. Sorry, don't wish to be rude, but I'm in no fit state to entertain today.
We know about the Sorcerer's Stone.
Hell, in the scene where Hermione reads about Nicholas Flamel, two different books were used. One which reads Philosopher's Stone, and one that reads Sorcerer's Stone.
That's what Fluffy's guarding on the 3rd floor. That's what's under the trapdoor. The Philosopher's Stone. That's what Fluffy's guarding on the 3rd floor. That's what's under the trapdoor. The Sorcerer's Stone.
I have a sneaking suspicion that the Sorcerer's Stone was the one that was written first, and perhaps the text was erased and someone wrote in Philosopher's Stone. The reason why I say this is that if you look at the Philosopher's Stone book, it looks like someone's erased Sorcerer's Stone and just written Philosopher's Stone in there, and they sort of ran out of room. Also, it's worth noting that most of the time the film's characters simply refer to the Philosopher's Stone as the Stone, most likely so that they didn't have to reshoot scenes with many of the film's actors.
I see myself holding the stone.
Relax, dear boy. The stone has been destroyed.
Snape is one of the teachers protecting the stone. He's not about to steal it.
In fact, the only characters that actually do say Philosopher's Stone or Sorcerer's Stone are Harry, Ron and Hermione.
He's gone, but this is important. This is about the Philosopher's Stone. He's gone now, but this is important. This is about the Sorcerer's Stone. Nicholas Flamel is the only known maker of the Philosopher's Stone. Nicholas Flamel is the only known maker of the Sorcerer's Stone.
What?
Honestly, don't you two read?
So I hope that clears things up for you. I want to thank my Facebook followers for helping me out with some of the international translations, and I want to apologise for what were probably horrible pronunciations of them. Speaking of Facebook though, be sure to follow me over there for episode updates and such. Stay tuned on my YouTube channel though, because I'm currently working on my Spider-Man 3 review, which is coming up next. And that's about it, so take care.